It is time to switch your life over to Codex. I'm not trying to really tell you what to do. I'm going to actually do this myself. I just got a little bit tired of paying Anthropic a whole bunch of money, over $200 a month for my regular Anthropic Claude Code plan, plus the additional $300 plus a month just to use my OpenClaw. It's a little crazy if you think about it. I'm spending over $500 just in 1 month to do coding and to actually just use my OpenClaw. And the OpenClaw is probably the most agentic forward thing in the history of humanity and as far as like doing AI coding. And it has actually changed the way that we think about how we can use AI agents. So this is a really big moment to be able to basically say, okay, I'm going to put that aside. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just going to try to basically focus on, can I just integrate everything in with Claude Code? And so I'm going to just get rid of Claude Code and just do everything through Codex. And right now I'm trying to see if I can have some, I'm having some stream difficulties right now because it looks like I'm just trying to switch between a couple different camera angles and stuff. And for whatever reason, it looks like it's having an issue with broadcasting on LinkedIn. So it's kind of hanging right now, and hopefully everything should just be okay. And while we're hanging out for my software to kind of hang out and do these things, I just upgraded to the latest Mac OS 26. And that's the reason why I didn't want to upgrade, is because of these types of issues. But now that we're actually running live, we're pretty much up here. So one of the things I want to talk to you about today is my new character. Her name is Smooch. And this is actually my schnauzer. And you can make a cool pet inside of Codex, which is really, really awesome. And the other thing that I have done as well is I've also hooked up my OpenClaw to help me with my weight loss plan. And so for those who don't know, I am actually trying to lose somewhere around 30 pounds. I have like 29 pounds of fat that I need to get rid of in all these different places. You know, I've been doing some muscles and stuff and doing some working out at the gym, but I got to start leaning out. And I thought this would be a really good time for kind of me to just go all in on OpenClaw with my ChatGPT plan. The OpenClaw team has done a lot of support to make sure that you can use the latest GPT 5.5 with my included Codex plan. And what's nice about that is that now I just have to pay $200 a month for my Pro plan, and I pretty much get unlimited usage. And this is something that I actually want to tell you about because OpenAI has invited me amongst like over 8,000 people who applied to their headquarters tonight. Today's Cinco de Mayo, 5/5. Coincides with GPT 5.5. And at 5:55 p.m., I will be at the OpenAI headquarters live. I'll probably get to meet Sam Altman and some other folks who've been working on the Codex team. And for all the folks who applied for that event, like 8,000 plus people, their rate limits just got bumped up by 10x. So now I have 10x usage to just go crazy and try to use as much Codex in my life as much as possible. So I am taking advantage of that. And you can watch vicariously through all of us and all those folks who did apply as well to try to use this as much as possible. And this is like a perfect timing to kind of just, it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to save myself $500, this month and then in the next month, and just kind of just go all in on that. So that's what's up. I want to give a shout out, since this is a live stream, to Build with Antonio. Where's my invite, bro? Man, did you apply, bro? If you applied, you would have got the 10x credits, cooking with Codex. Yes. Unleash the claw, of course. Yes. Fasted cold brew walking. Okay, so here is my truth, and this is what I'm going to kind of be a little bit unconventional here. There's not going to be any fasting at all happening. All of this is going to be done through straight up nutrition and just eating right and eating healthy. In fact, I have to actually focus on not overeating. So the problem is, like, whenever I go get like my favorite French fries or potato chips, I'm basically adding calories into my diet that I don't have to do, right? So avoiding all that stuff. And then there's a whole nother layer with the weight loss stuff, is the fact that I'm starting to find out how addictive foods are. And the more I get towards like cleaner eating, the more I want to live this lifestyle, because I want to live to be 100 years old. And I don't have to be looking all pale like some other people who are spending tens of millions of dollars, eating packaged food and whatever other stuff. I should be able to get all my nutrients from food, going outdoors, being out in the sun, doing things, like acting like a normal human. And there's no reason why I can't live to be 100 if I keep up like just not eating processed foods and just eating naturally and just, being, really conscientious about these things. It takes some work, and it's going to be a really fun journey to hang out with y'all. And how we unleash this through OpenClaw is going to be super fire. Huge FOMO for these 10x rate limits. Hey, Virgil, did you go ahead and apply? I'm really curious if you did. Yeah. High protein. Yes, exactly. Low. So here's the thing. I need carbs because I need to actually build muscle. And so in order for me to like actually lean out, I need to actually have muscle there so that the muscle's actively burning the fat. So it'll reach over to the fat reserve. So the higher focus is going to be protein, the carbs as well. So I'll get carbs through basically fruits, vegetables, and like, sweet potatoes, like really good potatoes as well. And just eating just really simple and clean. It's pretty simple, I guess, and I'm not trying to do anything fancy. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm just going to do this journey, and then y'all going to see the results. That's all I got to say. So that's what's up. So yeah, good morning, tech friend. Good morning. I love everyone who's coming on the stream. I also love, everyone's doing their own thing too. Yeah, everyone else who's cooking with Codex. Also, Samuel, for the first person to come in, drop the comment, let's cook. I do appreciate that. Still leaving the pro subscription on ChatGPT, but more to do research on one-offs, but not doing the collab coding with the agent. Yeah, that's interesting. I actually ended up going back to Claude Opus 4.6. That's interesting. I can't stand ChatGPT. The personality is horrible. It led me to astray multiple times. So I just paid $100 to Anthropic and going to use that. So that's interesting. I also have a subscription inside of like Cursor, which if I need to use it for whatever reason, I can do it there. But I don't know, like if you've ever used it inside of Codex or in some of these other apps, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, have you trained Max yet? So this is the thing that we're also going to continue here. So we're going to continue with our training with Max because I still need to do more of like the telling Max what's going on with my plan and everything. More protein, less carbs, eat clean, gym more. It's not impossible. Exactly. I got both OpenAI and Anthropic. Cool. Organic optimization like SEO for the body. Yeah, just trying to keep it simple, man. Not trying to go super crazy here. All right. So if you haven't launched your pet yet, what's really cool, if you haven't done, you could do like /hatch. So you might already have the hatch pet for the Codex thing. So just start a new chat. And so in your Codex thing on the left-hand side, all you have to do is hit new chat. And then when you hit new chat, you're going to be pushed down here. And if you do /hatch, HATCH, you'll see this little thing here. And it basically, you can start to actually talk to your pet or start to actually hatch your own pet. So it's like you can even ask it, how do I make my own pet? And so what I learned through this process is I did not have the skill installed for me. And so I went ahead and installed the skill. And then once I did that, I basically just said, create a Codex pet from the attached image. So I gave it a picture of my dog Smooch. She's a little miniature schnauzer and she's adorable as hell. So I thought, this would be a really cool time to just like actually have my little pet up here. So, if I kind of go over and kind of hang out and just, just check in on her and stuff, she's going to just kind of, do her thing there. So she does that. And I just said, name it Smooch, keep the same colors and personality, but simplify it into the built-in Codex pixel style. She's very much an outdoors types of character. She's a princess in ways that she has her own mind. She loves her belly rubs and, just giving it all this examples of like what Smooch actually does. She's also like a cat personality. So the fact that she likes to do her own thing and hang out by herself, she also likes to be the center of attention sometimes by having people pet her. She's very calm with other dogs and very playful as well. So like just injecting that personality, this thing ran, I also, because of those rate limit increases, I ran /fast. I turned fast mode on. So I have fast mode on and it ran for 28 minutes. And what's cool about it is there's a whole masterclass on using skills. So the skills that they have designed for generating this is extremely impressive because not only does it make these images, but it has built-in stuff to go ahead and like make sure that the images are correct. For like this waving thing, the actual first images that it generated had the waving coming from the back part of the leg instead of the kind of sort of the front side thing. So it was just kind of awkward and it did like a bunch of QA on like the movements. So if you can actually get a chance to introspect the skill files, that's probably something really interesting for you to check out. It also launched sub agents, which is really cool. So this in the latest release of Codex, they actually spawn different agents to basically achieve the task. And so I was able to kind of watch this thing generate, and you can even see some of the first images that were incorrect. So he has like 5 legs, right? So it's like, how does it have 5 legs? And you can just see it's like, I'm not recording the waving yet. The poses are good. So it's like actually doing the QA for some of that stuff. So it's really kind of cute when it actually starts to kind of make that character come to life for you. And yeah, if you do definitely do this, you could even hatch your own characters just based off of your own images and stuff, or just describe things. So you can see when it starts to kind of make the files. And so finally, you basically just end up getting like a nice little JSON package, the sprite sheet, which is all of this here. And this is like the contact sheet that it did for the testing for QA. And even did the validation here for all the different sizes. And there's even little videos. So Codex basically did the whole thing. I didn't have to do anything, right? Like there was no prompts for this. And that's what's cool about skill files. Like skill files, like it even has a failed one. So this is really cool. I definitely do that because it really just brings your whole like desktop to life. And so now you have a character that you can just keep around and move it around wherever you want in the screen. And then you'll have, basically a character that's moving for you. It's really, really adorable. So yeah, that's what's up. GPT 5.5 fast mode is fire. It is so fast. It's insanely fast. I think this is a very helpful skill, thinking of animation for kids, games, and apps. So that's another thing that I want to do. So I want to have my personal trainer into like basically use this skill, but to hatch my own trainer. Because what I'm thinking about doing here is if I have my personal trainer, I want to make these little widgets for my iPhone. So I'd love to have a widget on my iPhone to just monitor how much protein I have left and maybe how many calories I need to consume for the rest of the day. And then if I tap it, I want to have that widget launched into like a camera, and I could just take a picture of various things. So I'll show you really quick what I did today, this morning when I was doing some stuff. So all I did was I snapped a photo. I basically, for those who don't know, you don't have to pay Cal AI subscription, right? Like you literally get that here for free. And so the way that you could do that is just take a picture of your food and just tell it like, this is what I'm eating. So like this is like the first thing I had. I was like, okay, cool. I have this. I just took a picture of the calories. I took a picture of the barcode just in case. I don't know if it needed that. I took a picture of my protein powder from On, right? So I just took a picture and it said, here you go. And then from there, I just said, eating this, put a scoop of the strawberry on the protein. So I have vanilla protein with a scoop of strawberry in it. So it turns into like a nice, cool thing. And this is where I discovered the OpenClaw ran into some issues because it didn't have a package installed. So that package was sharp. And so I said, use ref tools and, to kind of tell me what's going on. So once I figured out the issue, I was like, please install the local dependency and try again. So then that's where I was able to rerun the processing. And so as a result, now it's starting to keep track of those calories accurately. And we also, because I have celiac disease, it remembered that. So it knows that it's going to keep that in its memory. And so I also told it I've added 66 grams of fresh strawberries and 16.5 grams of fresh blueberries to the yogurt. So one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm actually weighing my food because I want to keep an accurate measure of how many calories I'm actually consuming. So that's one of the shocking efforts when you start to weigh the food and realize you're like, okay, I'm either overeating or not eating enough, right? And this is just going to give you a better picture with the consistency. And having this back and forth as easy as literally just a Telegram message. It's not even an app. Basically, it's all included in there. So Max is the one that's really kind of driving that whole experience, which is pretty fire. So when we think about it that way, it adds the fruit for me. It adds the whole thing. It kind of says, okay, cool. It says like, it's still very lean, high protein. It says before my workout, I also ate a medium-sized banana. And after my workout, I had 2 scoops of the same strawberry on protein. So then it just updates the calories for the day, which is pretty cool. And then I told a little bit of my behaviors. Like I like to have a nice high protein lunch and dinner, and then drink another scoop of protein powder either before dinner if I'm feeling hungry, so I can hit my 200 grams of protein goals for the day. So here it is, the whole breakdown is kind of what it's been going on. And that's just like with my conversation with my little OpenClaw. So this is let's see. The OpenClaw version is basically yesterday's. I need to update to today's version of OpenClaw. I try to update pretty much daily just to make sure I stay on top of things, but that's going to be pretty much it. So I think what I want to go ahead and do is probably talk to it and see if I can make a plan to hand off to Codex to see if it can help me build a widget. So I want you to kind of introspect and help me with this because I want to basically build an iOS widget for my phone that would sit on my lock screen so I can track how many calories I have left for the day. as well as how much protein I have left. And when I tap it, I want to basically just be able to go right into the camera and take some photos or interact with what's the food that I've been eating today. And I just really want the app to be really simple and it's not overly complicated. So your goal is to take a look at our messages today, try to have it look and see what we've been having a conversation about. And the way that this is going to work is that the app is actually going to interface and talk to the OpenClaw brain. So in essence, it's just going to interface with you. And the widget is merely just a display of information that you already have. That way, I'm not trying to sync databases and do all this crazy stuff on the side. I'm just really just trying to tap into a central source of truth. My thinking here, as far as the backend, would probably be setting up a Convex database, Convex, Convex. So with Convex, what's nice is that maybe you can also start tracking this stuff out in some type of location or some type of memory thing so that we can kind of do that. And that way we'll have a source of truth. We can do calculations and run a bunch of other stuff as well. But would love your opinion to kind of take a look at this and have a conversation here. We're not going to implement anything. It's just solely a plan. So that's my whole thing here. And I basically just yapped that in and I'm hoping that we're just going to YOLO this. I'm talking to Max, my trainer, and I don't know if you know this, but Max, my trainer, has GPT 5.5, and that's running with my Codex plan. And Max, my trainer, is apparently super lit. Like he's gonna be, he not only has he got the brains, he's got the brawn, the shoulders and everything too. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how we can kind of make this pop. So that'd be really interesting. So it's gonna read the skills for the app architect because I do have an app architect skill. So it's gonna basically take a look and see Ray protein target, web search for like LCM grep for the protein stuff. So it's gonna do some cool stuff here. Convex database, React Native. So yeah, I don't want a React Native Swift. I want a Swift UI app and not use React Native for the iOS widgets. React sucks for iOS. Daggers. The daggers are gonna come out. I don't want to do that. Okay. Let me catch up on the comments. I think you're asking about what version of Claw. I think it's just yesterday's version. Just curious why Codex over Claude. Sorry, I'm late. Killa. Bro, you got to show up on time, man. I know. I don't actually have an on-time thing, but I'm just saying. I'll get to that in a little bit because I'm going to have timestamps on this live stream so you can go back to it. I'm also going to do some clipping, so y'all be on the lookout for the clips. But I got you in a little bit, all right? I got you. All right, so OpenClaw 4.5 to 5.2 were a disaster. Today's OpenClaw releases the first working version. Yeah, that's the version I'm on. I think it's 5.4. In your case, probably 1900 calories is neutral. No, I need to go way higher for calories, like 2600. I'd recommend Syntax Matrix Protein, great flavor. What is Syntax Matrix Protein? Let me look that up real quick. So while this is going, Safari? Let me just see if I can get a new Safari session going. New window. Let me bring that up. Yeah. Okay. So was it Syntax Matrix Protein? Oh, these guys. Okay, what's in there? Is it like, I'm not familiar with any of this protein stuff, so like all my fitness bros are gonna come out the woodworks. And I definitely appreciate everyone's advice here. Suggested use, ingredients. So it's just a dairy protein blend, which I'm totally down for that. I can eat that. Oh, and it has the glutamine peptides. Okay, that's cool. Egg white. That's actually really clean. Contains, oh, it has wheat. Oh, that's probably why. So that's the problem. I can't consume stuff that has wheat in it because I have a celiac disease. So that sucks. So wheat, barley, and rye are pretty much out of the mix. Damn, this would be perfect though. Why do they have to use wheat? Because it looks like they're saying like they have, because it contains milk, wheat, egg, soy. Where are they putting the wheat in here, bro? Natural and artificial flavors. Oh, why? Lecithin, alpha-sulfin K sucralose. I don't know about this, bro. I don't know about this. If y'all have to put wheat in your protein powder, why? Just keep it clean, right? So yeah, so matrix I think is out of the picture right now. Syntax matrix. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I stick with on protein. It's just clean, like optimum nutrition. I think it costs more, but and I like the strawberry flavor, but it's just let's see. Yeah, undo strawberry. I think it's strawberry cream. I should try delicious strawberries. Yeah, strawberries and cream. Here we go. Let's see, decline. All right, so product overview, nutritional information. Here we go. So here we are. So this is on optimum nutrition, right? So protein blend is basically whey, protein concentrate, hydrolyzed whey protein, natural and artificial flavor, sunflower, soy, gum blend. It's like not the best, right? But it's hard to find a really clean, good protein. The thing that I like about it is I get 24 grams of protein with just 2 grams of fat and really low carbs, right? So like 2 scoops of this, it's gluten free. I'm good. Like it's not really good. Yeah. I'm trying to see the. Oh yeah. Let me get that for you, bro. I did get the voice demo going, so let me see if I can get that going because I did get that for you. Let me do that real quick because did I get that Honu? Yeah. Let me just see if I can load this up real quick. Can we? Oh, can we spin up the? Yeah. Okay. So I basically set up the OpenClaw. Let me see. Can you spin up the OpenClaw real-time voice thing? We did? Okay. Earlier with tail scale. And so I spun it down, but let me go ahead and spin it back up again because I wanted to have a conversation. So I think what I might do, tech friend, is I'm gonna like change it to the GPT 5.5 real time. And the reason why I'm going to do the real time one is because I think there is a difference between the two voices, and I find the 5 point like the GPT's real time to be much more like intelligent, smarter, and it tends to do the tool calling a lot better. Where the one from Google is just kind of like low key and airhead. You know what I mean? So that's going to be what's up. So yeah, it's not the Pi 0 one. So I'm going to basically take a look here and see what's going on here. So. Yeah, not the Pi 0 one, but the one we set up with, I think. Okay, I have everything I need. Oh no, barnacling. So I don't know what's going on. So let's go see what's going on with our plan right now. Thank you, Ray. For sure, man. I got you. The on-brand protein is the best mixed protein I've ever had. It melts easily. Yes. I think that's what I like about the on protein because I also put it into the yogurt, and so it doesn't like kind of turn into curdling. And so my white vanilla yogurt with 0% fat, when I put the scoop of on protein in it, I have like really nice protein value plus the fruits for the the balance there, and it's just delicious. Yeah, I think we were talking a little bit about this. Okay, cool. What do you guys think about Hermes Agent? Is it good? It just depends on what you're doing. If you're going to do some like AI training, ML training stuff, I find Hermes Agent to be amazing if you're working with open models. Right now, I use open models for different things, but like it's not my primary use case. And I'm kind of leaning towards just Codex for everything. And then when I do Codex inside of Hermes, the OpenClaw has a much better personality for Codex versus Hermes, the agent. And then when I want to do like life specific things, I find OpenClaw over Hermes for that personal like touch and that feel. And they've done a lot of work to fix this, which I definitely appreciate. So that's kind of where things currently are with Hermes. Obviously, all these people are trying to change this stuff, and it's kind of changing as we go. So we shall see. Let's see what's going on. Did it get everything all spun up? Yeah. So let's see if I can get this spun up here for us. Let's see. Is it up? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Let's go ahead and connect to the VoiceClaw Mini, and I want to see if this works here. So let me just make sure my Safari audio is good. And when it connects, you may hear me disconnect and reconnect to audio. So we'll see. Wow. There. Okay. Let's see if I can. Hey. Okay. Allow. Okay. VoiceClaw Mini, are you good? Okay. Is it up? Let's see. see, is it cancel? I think it should be up. Yeah, it is up, but it's not working. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, we're working now. All right, cool, cool, cool. Can you hear me now? Okay, so it's working now. And you can see it like doing the transcript, but I don't think I got the agent to talk to me back yet. So let's see. Disconnect. Last time it was working. Maybe if I just kind of pass in the I don't think. Let me just retry again. Okay. Voice Claw Mini. Hello, 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 hello. Is it me you're looking for? Or is it me you're looking for? Okay, so now we're back. Let's see. Are we back, fam? We should be back. We should be back. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so you can hear me. You have different levels that you're picking up, but I don't see anything. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna, it was working before. Okay, so it is working down. Gemini live connection close. Okay. Okay. That's why I don't, I'm getting, why? Okay. So I'll have a look into its thing. Yeah, I think while that's going, we're just gonna go back to here and kind of get our other plan set up. So no, I think this will eventually start working here, and yeah, like I'll get this going. So I'm gonna close this tab for now, and I don't know what's gonna be going on there. All right, cool. So yeah, tech friend, I got you. I think we're gonna come back to that when Honu comes back with some solutions and fixes and stuff. So it's currently working on that issue right now because I want to see if I can get the whole thing got up. My stream mic got changed. At least it sounds like that on my end. Oh, so no longer sounds super crispy right now? Oh, it does. Yeah, it's the MacBook microphone. Hey, thanks for the heads up. Cool. I think we should be good now. My bad. Hey. Yo, 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 yo. Okay, I think we're good now. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Hey, thanks for the heads up on that. You are, okay, Ange, ANG3112-3D, you are the MVP of the stream right now. Thank you so much for helping me out with that, because that's super helpful. I like to have crispy audio, and I want to make sure that, you know, I'm buzzing. So yeah, I do appreciate that. Definitely. There it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy with my remote stream. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Sweet. So let's go ahead and get back to our normally scheduled program. I love doing this type of stuff. Good now. I have a new Stream Deck pedal, so I'm basically trying to switch back and forth with my left leg. And it's been a little confusing because usually you see me like tap over here, changing my scenes, so that's kind of what it is. So let's just try this one here. I don't know if my mic is going to switch, but we'll see. You know what? I think, okay, hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Huh? Hello to you too. What's going on?
Oh
You
my
thinking
God.
about something specific?
I'm thinking about you, baby.
Well, I'm here to chat whenever you need anything.
Yo,
What's
just
on your
chill.
mind?
I want you to connect to my brain.
If only that were
Okay, hold up.
possible.
Why are you
For
trying to
now,
override
I'm
me?
just here through this device, ready to talk. Or sorry about that. I might have misjudged when you were finished talking. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Let's see. I'm just gonna chill. Yeah, so jacked. So the microphone has to switch back now. So the microphone sort of gets hijacked by Safari whenever I do this, because I wonder if it does it for as of now, it doesn't pick up any of the audio for whatever. Okay, now it's picking up the audio, but it's only because I switched to the MacBook. The microphone is now switched. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so I switched it back again. Yeah, I have to. Oh, you know what? I think last time I demoed it for my phone, And that's kind of why it was working before. And it's a little more complicated here. So I'm going to disconnect this thing for now. Eventually, basically, like probably in a couple of days or so, is I want to get my trainer so that I basically talk to my trainer all the time, right? Either through a phone call or through just launching the app and just having an interaction with my trainer. And then that little lock screen widget that we have can turn into a voice conversation too. So we can see, oh, let me fix the microphone again. Okay, I just realized that. All right, okay. So what I want to do again, so just kind of say again, like I want to have a widget that's going to have my little OpenClaw like icon here for Max. And we're going to have how many calories and stuff I have left. And then I can launch it and I can speak to it and say, yo, I just ate this. Check this out. And it's going to be like, bro, what are you doing? You can't be doing that right now, bro. You can't be, you got to get your protein up. Or it's like, or should I eat this or that? Like, or have it do research for me, which would be so cool. Well, basically the brain is going to be OpenClaw. And so I want my brain to have like all the information about, meals and stuff that I've been eating. But I also want it so that, we can kind of do stuff here forward. So I'm kind of debating on what the architecture could be here. And this is kind of why I wanted to have a conversation with my OpenClaw. And I wanted to see, is the right thing using a database and just keeping it that way? Or do we just keep everything in OpenClaw? I think I have to have a database so I have some type of data somewhere that is like displayed on the screen. And then I can do some type of, querying so often so that it would refresh. That way I'm just not pinging my OpenClaw all the time. And the database works great for caching and for other types of services as well. So we'll see. So the max OpenClaw should be the brain, not the database. Okay. That makes sense. For the lock screen widget, you need a tiny deterministic state object. So the today's calories left and the protein left. So when they're saying state object, basically what they're saying here is when the app is running, it has no idea what's going on until it grabs some information about what the state of everything is. So state object is just a fancy way to say like, here's a sign and what's on the sign, right? So it's like I'm giving it these little connector pieces. Like if you think about like a scoreboard, right? Whenever you go to like a baseball game, there'll be like the score of like who scored what. And so you can think of like this like one little square for like the team, like your favorite baseball team, like San Francisco Giants. Like what's their score? Like that could be the state object, right? And then the other teams is like their state object. So you get a current state just by looking at the scoreboard, and that's the live information as it's going. So that type of information is kind of what they're talking about here. And so they're saying, I need a tiny deterministic state object, which is today's calories left and the protein left. And so that's a natural chat memory is too fuzzy for that. So the thing that they're saying is like, if I'm just trying to rely on the chat and having it wait to come back and go back and forth, that can take a longer time than just saying, just give me the scoreboard, bro. Like, I just need that right now. What do you got? And so this is going to be like how do we get that data and fit it there so that it's always ready and ready hot for us. So that's basically a scoreboard. That's what we need to do. Convex is a good fit as a structured source of truth, while I act as a reasoning layer and logging layer. See, I really like this idea. So I think we're good. I wouldn't mind having a voice claw making an agentic mistake and deleting something important. I could, this is kind of where the database thing is really interesting. And this is kind of why, just doing this type of thing. Yeah. Are you going to the stream? So I've signed some NDAs and I'm not allowed to bring recording equipment or like if somebody has Meta glasses, they can't even bring those as well. So I think the best that I could do is maybe take pictures and ask if I'm allowed to post them. So we'll see. I don't know. But I would love to stream the party. That would be so fire if I can. So so for the iOS app widget, I'm going to have a lock screen that just shows protein left, and then I'm going to show calories left. So I tap the app and it opens directly to the camera lock screen, and the widget reads a cached daily summary, not the whole chat, which is nice. And Convex will just store the nutrition events. So like a banana, 2 scoops of protein, my yogurt, berries. And then the other data thing it's going to store is like the targets. So like protein, my calories, and it's going to compute the daily goals and remaining macros. And for the OpenClaw /Max, basically what that's going to do is going to interpret like the stuff like the photos, the labels, I ate this, and so forth. So that writes the clean entries into Convex. So Convex is going to be that scoreboard. That's going to just like the billboard, they'll show all of the data so that if an app like a widget or a website or even like a tool in the future for voice, for example, the real-time voice can now just hit my internal Convex API, and that will be much faster than waiting for 3+ seconds for a tool call from like OpenClaw or whatever it does. Because that's my current problem right now. My OpenClaw can take 6 seconds for a query, especially if it's doing some types of things or it's really busy, where if I have enough of the data that's stored inside of Convex is really purpose built. And so the real-time voice can feel like it's very fluid and working really, really fast at, talking to things. And if it needs like, that's basically level 1, right? Level 2 would be like, hey, I want to make a meal plan for the rest of the day. What do you think I should do? The real-time will parse out, like as I'm speaking, I want to make a meal plan. And it's like, okay, cool. Let me grab, while Ray's still thinking about what he's trying to say, I'm going to go grab some information from Convex really quick and grab that data and refresh the memory of what I think how many calories he should have left. And now that I understand that, I can ask a smarter query by the time Ray finishes thinking to his OpenClaw, which is Max, and then say, hey, he has 500 calories left and this much protein left. What do you think are some good meal plan ideas? Because he's already starting to ask about that. And so by the time my real time responds back and says, oh, hey, Ray, that sounds really, really cool. Let me check on some things, right? It's already spent the last 3 seconds or 2 seconds querying my OpenClaw and then returning back results. And that's kind of how we're going to architect this real-time app. And there's a lot of stuff that's happening underneath the hood. And so I'm trying to set it up to be successful here, because out of the gate, a lot of this stuff is still very early and we're going to just try to figure this stuff out live. And if this is kind of the stuff that you're into, this is kind of what I do. I used to be an engineer at Apple for about 12+ years. And it's just been really fun to try to play around with these new things. As stuff comes out, nothing's perfect. So we'll see what's up here. Do I have a smart fridge? I don't have a smart fridge, but we can make one using one of these small microcontrollers, because I just found out that you can just deploy software and then just send that data back. Like when you open the fridge, you'll connect to Wi-Fi, and send it out. Or I'll just have a little wire that comes out and it'll just send the state of certain things that's inside the fridge. But I really don't need that type of tracking because my stuff is pretty straightforward. I mean, it's literally just fruits, veggies, beef, and it's more about what I make and taking pictures of that and communicating that to my thing. Because the problem isn't the fridge. The problem is what goes in the mouth. Right. So at that layer that you already have your phone and you just take a picture, that's it. So I'm not trying to overcomplicate it here. I'm trying to, if there's an 80-20 of energy, nutrition is the highest amount of energy where I'm spending, right? I can't go to the gym and then go mess around with my diet and be like, oh, I'm just going to eat pizza today. Because that undoes the whole months of work, of effort. So that's kind of the discipline that we're going to try to lock in here, folks. That's what we're going to have. So that's what's up. Instead of shooting, okay, right. I got 150 biomarkers. Ooh, hey, I'm looking into that right now. I'm really, there's a blood test that I'm trying to look into. I think they're going to come to my house and try to get something like that set up, but I need to learn more about them. That's why I didn't really want to throw too much out there, but it's not really the focus, right? I think for me, the nutrition is the bigger focus. Okay, so we have the thing here. Today's example would come into structured events. So it would see all this stuff here, running protein left. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So the key iOS reality check. A lock screen widget can't be a full app. That can display the state and deep link. So tapping it can open the app straight into the camera, but the camera flow lives in the app. My MVP recommendation. Okay, so we have just the widget, the app home. Okay, and then take photos, send to Max OpenClaw, pending estimate appears. You approve and correct, and then the widget refreshes. Okay, so I think I'll simplify the scope and just leave it as a widget and do the photo thing with my OpenClaw that I already have on Telegram. Okay, so I think that's what I'm just going to do. I don't need to add the camera piece. I'm just going to keep the widget as is. It's literally just going to be a simple dimple scoreboard. So that I approve. But later on, we're going to add a lot of these other capabilities, like maybe even the journaling and all this stuff as well. But the journaling, I think I'm just going to do it all in OpenClaw, really. I just want the widget just to show me stuff. So that's what's up. Convex updates real time. Okay. I would not start with the full database scanning barcode libraries. Yeah, keep it as brutally simple. Yeah. Hard agree. For this app, Swift UI and WidgetKit native is the right call. React Native is fine for many CRUD apps, but for the lock screen widgets, camera handoff, app intents, background refresh, iOS native feel, React gets awkward fast. So here's the revised stack. So yeah, the important design choice is the widget should not talk directly to OpenClaw, correct? Yeah, I should read a fast, boring summary. Yep. And so, perfect. And then the app handles the richer flow. Nice. The product is still simple. Native shell. Okay. Yeah. And the OpenClaw will need to be aware of the Convex deployment. So it can send data to it to keep it in the loop. It can send the up to data. Okay, perfect. So basically I'm simplifying the scope here, and we're going to try to see if we can build an iOS widget here. So I think what I want to do now is I'm going to try to see if I can go into Codex. I'm just going to start a new chat and see if I can do some type of like iOS widget design thing. So before we do anything, I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do an update, because it says I want to do it. I should be doing an update. So I'm going to do the update for Codex. Do I have a smart fridge? No, we talked about that. Do you maybe use scriptable for the widget? No, bro. We're just going to use the native iOS stuff. And the cool thing about this is that we don't even know how to code this up. Whenever a platform like Apple gives you like WidgetKit and all this native tools, you can now embrace them because the models are now smart enough to go figure it out. And we are thankful to many people who've been writing these brilliant skill files for making iOS apps that we're going to try to leverage on top of this. So this is going to be super helpful for us. Before, people used to use like React Native and so forth because last year the models were very spiky in knowledge, and they only knew basically, React, TypeScript, and that was kind of it. Like if you went outside of that, like try to write a Swift app, it would just be like, ugh. It was so bad. It was really, really bad. Now with GPT-5, GPT 5.5 especially, it is really good at making iOS stuff. And this is what we're going to basically start testing out here inside of Codex. So the whole reason why I'm kind of switching my life to Codex is because I used to pay, like, I'm basically still paying like $500+ a month for Anthropic, right? So $200 for the Codex or for the Cloud Code plan, and then $300 just to use an OpenClaw, which is so like unnecessary, right? It's like Codex is very capable here. Okay, I'm so sad. I don't know what that means. Okay. So make your own pet auto download skill. So we're gonna start a new chat, and I'm just gonna have a conversation here. So I'm gonna try to figure this stuff out. So I'm gonna do, I think medium's gonna be fine, and I'm gonna do /fast. So turn on fast mode. So it says GPT 5.5, speed is fast. It's 1.5x the speed increase. But for those who don't know, because I'm going to OpenAI tonight, and for the folks who applied to get into the OpenAI event for 5.5, today is May 5th, and OpenAI is throwing a special event, and GPT 5.5's hand selected a number of people ranging from really big accounts to really tiny accounts as well. As long as you applied to the party, they only selected like less than 100 people, and your boy got selected. But all the people who applied got 10x extra usage. So we're going to go all in with the super fast stuff. So this is going to be really crazy, and stay tuned. Make sure you stay locked in on the locals because I have all the stuff. I'll probably see if I can get some photos and stuff posted here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is going to just basically tell it some of my plan here and start to do some planning here. So okay, simplified architecture is going to be Telegram, OpenClaw, and store today's event summaries in the daily summary here. No camera, no AI food. Okay. One key requirement is OpenClaw needs a safe way to call Convex, probably HTTP action endpoint with shared database floating around. Okay, so paralleling. Okay. This is really great. Now, can you just give me a prompt that's sort of minimal so that Codex can do some digging around? I'm pretty sure that there's some iOS skills that can help us build this app with the latest version of iOS, as well as like the widget kit stuff as well, and all the different paradigms that we need to make sure that we have a really well-built app. For this use case. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is here, while it's thinking, I want to build an iOS app using widget kit, and it's going to be really, really simple. And I need you to just do some quick research on the latest versions of iOS. And there should be some skill files from Paul Hudson and some other folks who have wrote some really great plugins or skills for Codex that we'll need to also install as well. So go ahead and do some quick research on that while we figure things out. You should have access to ref tools and exa MCPs. Okay, so I'm just going to send that over to Codex. So I'm basically starting small a little bit, and I should be... Okay, here. I was like, what happened? My chat went away. Oh, are we cooked, fam? Okay. Cool. So I'll do a quick pass of the Apple official docs and iOS widget kit. So right now, you see the sources that it's grabbing here on the side, ref and exa. This new update's fire. Wow. Yeah, so we're using Medium, and then you can see our context window here, 258K tokens, 12% used. Perfect. Codex automatically compacts. So right now, it's basically searching through different files, and it's taking a look and seeing my skills files as well. I applied from the UK, but didn't get an email. You should be getting an email. Yeah. I also need to loot the weight loss belly too. I'm watching from the start. Yeah. Tony, have you set up your OpenClaw yet? Definitely set it up for sure. Will there be a year-end diet portfolio? Yeah. So this is kind of where I'm going with this. Literally, I have like some before photos and then the after photos, because I'm currently like around 203 pounds. By the time I'm done with this, I should be around 175 pounds. And like, I know it probably looks like I'm just okay, but like I'm going to be like just ripped everywhere, right? So it'll look like I gained muscle, but I'm like actually losing all this body fat, right? Like the body fat attaches in all these weird places, right? And like, you can't even really see definition. It's just like, for me, I'm treating this whole thing like there's a state of emergency right now, and I need to lose, a lot of body fat, get down to like 10%. So that way my body isn't going crazy, like I want to like live to 100 years old, and I can't do that if I'm basically at like 20+% body fat. So, and I also need to get a DEXA scan, so I actually really know how much body fat I have in all these different places. Thanks, man. This is like, it's a fire lamp, right? Yeah. So the latest public release is 26.4.2. The current iOS 26. We have widget kit, Swift UI, app intents. Configurable widgets should use app intents, not legacy Siri kit intents when targeting modern OS versions. So these are already installed. So I have Paul Hudson's Swift stuff and his Swift concurrency and Swift testing, and then built iOS app plugin skills. And then the newly installed are the widget kit and app intents here. So the two straws has the app agent skills. Okay. One practical note is restart Codex, pick up the newly installed skills. Okay. Are there, let's see, app intent. Let me just see this real quick. Adding interactivity to widgets and live activities. Okay. From WWDC 23. What versions of docs are these from? Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Emoji Ranger. Okay. Yeah. So I think we're ready to, I'm going to just restart Codex really quick, just based off, let me just check for some new updates. Okay. We're up to date. Quit Codex and then reopen Codex again. Perfect. Sounds like someone's on peptides. We're going to do everything natural here. So the natural, I think the only thing that we're going to do is like protein powder. It's not peptides. It's just like natural foods. So that's kind of what we're doing here. So the thing is like, try to basically eat healthy, not be reliant on like subscription services and all these other things, that we need. Just keeping it super simple. The only subscription services I have is really just gonna be like Codex, right? Codex, did it launch? Are we cooked? Did our app get cooked? Come on. Oh, I think we're cooked, fam. Literally. Codex? Did it die? Bro, Codex died on me, bro. Y'all get me doing that right now. I need you, Codex. I need you. Do I need to spin up the terminal? Ghosty? Hold on. I want the Codex app, though. The Codex app is fire. All right, so I'm going to... What's going on? Activity monitor? Let's see. Codex? Where are you hanging? I want to debug the hang. Virtual memory, 1.78 terabytes? Bruh. What are you doing, Codex? Let me sample you right now. What? This performance issue needs to be fixed ASAP. Oh my God. Hold up. Sorry, I'm doing some debugging for the Codex team because this is nasty. I'm going to see them today too. I'm going to yell at them. Okay, they're running Electron app. Why? I thought y'all Swift native around here, bro. Come on. Oh no. Okay, where are you hanging? Oh my God. GitHub Squirrel. What are you doing with Squirrel? Mantle. Okay. Oh my God. Where else? Microtask scope. What are you doing with this? Okay. Pretty to trace. You're doing some tracing. What are you tracing? Oh, you're trying to shut down all these processes. Oh, shut down. What do you have spun up? Background with workers doing what? Crypto key, constructor. Okay. Oh man. Foreground workers doing what? Key object. Oh, I don't have the stuff to symbolicate stuff. Oh man. Look at all these crazy ass threads. Okay. Okay, so the issue is that there is the issue is that it's hanging right now. It is using 1.7 terabytes of my memory, bro. The virtual memory here. Oh, this is nasty. Oh man. Okay. At least I got a sample. Quit. So I'm gonna force quit this thing because it's having an issue shutting down. Okay. Codex. Yeah, there's a memory leak they need to fix. Okay, we're back in the game. Oh, you know why it was doing that? Is because it was doing research. Super inefficient. Okay. Oh, it's hanging so bad right now. Codex, coded Codex. I don't know. Yeah. You look pretty healthy to me. I wouldn't try to lose tons. I have to. It's the state of emergency right now. Being over 20% body fat as a male is like super unhealthy right now. And I need to get down to like at least 15, but the goal is 10%, right? So all of this is causing inflammation, and I already have like a background of like reactive arthritis and all this like inflammatory disease stuff. So like it doesn't help having all this stuff like literally around my organs and like even around here and stuff like that. So getting down to like 15% is going to be like the first like yay, basically losing like a couple like 10 to 20 pounds. And the last 10 pounds is going to be crazy hard. So like I got 30 pounds, like 29 pounds to go. And, I used to weigh over like 260 pounds, which is insane. I'm like down to 203. So like I lost a whole bunch of weight. And then when I got sick during COVID, I bounced back because I couldn't move, right? Like that was another crazy ass thing. So it's been a crazy journey so far. And I'm just so happy that I'm here right now. And like things have stabilized for a long time, for like around 200. But now like I got to go for the next step, which is going to be like the 1% man, which is like what nobody really does these days in America. It's like super rare to see anyone with like just 6-pack abs. So I'm so hyped on this journey, and I'm excited to just be doing this as a live stream as well and taking our way through this. Like literally from the tech side, I have like this type of stuff that I'm super curious about and trying to blend these two worlds, which is really, really exciting. Did you see the tweet from Sam about no way? I haven't seen that. Yeah. That's what's up. Can it offload a cache of several different recipes each week that are, yeah. I think there's different things that we need, depending on what our goals are here. So, okay. So I'm going to go back to here and just grab some of our requirements that we need to give this. So we're planning a minimal native iOS app, not implementing yet. The goal is to research design a Swift UI widget kit for personal nutrition widget, user logs. Okay, so the use case is user logs food by chatting with OpenClaw on Telegram. OpenClaw estimates calories plus protein on Convex. iOS app widgets mostly read only. Lock screen widget shows calories left, protein left, and the last updated time. No in-app camera photo for logging. Tapped widget may deep link to Telegram or OpenClaw for the simple app summary screen. Please dig into the current best practices for the latest iOS Swift. Perfect. This is great. URL session, Convex access to native SDK for HTTP actions. Whether the widget should read Convex directly or the app should sync cache data. It's probably going to just do the cache data for the first part. App intends deeply linking options. Perfect. Awesome. This is a great plan, like a great like actual prompt. So I'm going to give this to Codex, and I'm going to make sure, actually before I do that, I'm going to make sure I go /fast again, turn on my fast mode again, and we're back at medium. So I'm going to just do this. So, and I'm going to say use plan mode since we're back in plan. So this is plan, whoops. Shift tab is back to plan mode. So I like to do a plan because this is something that like I want to have as a, like some people don't use plan and they just prompt their way through it. But for me, I want to try to delegate as much as this work as much as possible. So by getting a plan, it just kind of helps me land and check up on where things are. But then it also helps me kind of derive like a testing use case type of thing from it. It probably just comes from my background of just being an engineer and trying to be very thorough for all the little details that I like to research and get stuff done. And this is just kind of the new way that I'm trying to figure out how do we do agentic engineering in this new age. So you're just kind of bumbling along with me. And as I learn new things, I'll just share them back with you. And hopefully you pick up some stuff along the way as well. So yeah, let's go forward with this here. I'm going to send this across. Tonight you'll have some good feedback. Yeah, for those who don't know, I'm basically going to the OpenAI gala. It's going to be like a crazy thing there. So I think there's some other folks who got in, like Riley Brown. I think there's also some other folks on Twitter. Let me see if I can find them as well. Safari. Can I open up a new Safari window? X.com. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, are we trending yet? Okay. Oh, okay. I think we're like one of the few people who are streaming. So, dang. Oh, Butoshi. Yeah, Butoshi is going to be there. Yo, I forgot. Yeah. I don't know if Matt Berman's going to be there. It'd be so cool if Bridgeman was there too. Yeah. Who else is going to be there? I think George is going to be there. Ciro's going to be there. He's flown in from Europe. He's my hero. If you haven't had a chance, he has some great content on open models. If you want to learn, like go deeper on open models and stuff, he has a lot of great stuff. He's also part of the local AI community here. Definitely go check it out on X. I'm going to link it up because I think I'm a part of this community as well. Oh, I forgot about X High. Yeah, so I probably shouldn't, but I think what I'll do is I'll probably just do the same. I'm going to pop in a new chat just to do this, Mr. AGI. I'm going to do that for you just so we can see the difference. So I'm going to do this chat over here in X High. What? Okay, hold on. Let me answer these questions real quick. So it says, what identity security model should... Oh, wow. I'm having major performance issues right now with the app. Okay, what identity security model should the MVP assume for the iOS widget? Single user token recommended, a real user auth, public read URL. I'll just do a single, yeah. How fresh does the lock screen widget need to be after the OpenClaw updates to Convex? Yeah, I'll just do 5. I like the near real time, but it doesn't really need to be that real time. That way we save our battery. Apple should already do that anyways behind the scenes, but what should tapping the widget do for the MVP? Open app summary, open Telegram chat, ask each time. I think when I tap the widget for the MVP, I want it to open the app summary. So the app summary, open Telegram chat. I think that'd be faster. It just takes me right into the chat. So the whole point is just for me to go right to my Telegram chat. Yeah, I think that's cool. These are good questions. So now it's doing the plan for me. I'm going to make sure I'm going to do the same plan. I'm just going to just as a comparison, we're going to do that real quick with X high because that's what our friend suggested, Mr. AGI 2026. I don't think it's going to make a difference, to be honest. I think it just might be overkill too. So we'll see. So I'm going to do, instead of medium, we're going to do extra high, and then we're going to keep the speed just super fast. Super fast. Does it let me do? Bruh. I don't think it lets me do it. Low? Oh, there's a bug. Bruh. Oh, come on, bro. Look at this. It doesn't let me do it. It doesn't. There's a UI bug right now. Codex. Y'all need some work. Jay Lee, what's going on, man? Are you going to the event? Did you get into the OpenAI event? Let me know. Let me know. I'm curious. Let's see. Okay, so what do we got here? All right. So this is a pretty fire plan already. Implement this plan. Oh my God, if I say yes, it's just gonna go crazy. All right, so for those who don't know, it looks like my screen is probably frozen. I don't know if it is or not. Let's see. Oh man, okay. Let's see. I think I'm not. Okay. It looks like my screen is frozen, but it's currently not. So I'm just gonna keep assuming that everything's good. Unfortunately, no. Okay. Oh man. Okay. All right, so here we go. What we got here is a minimal iOS nutrition widget plan. So build a native 26 app with a widget lock screen that reads today's nutrition. I'm just going to quickly skim it to make sure it's okay and have it build. And if something looks wrong, then we'll just kind of go back on this. One of the things I wish is that I can see this visually, which would be super cool. So, okay. All right, so risks and gotchas, app group storage. Okay, Convex Foundations, add schema, read model token, Swift UI app summary screen, perfect. You should make sure you download and, okay, yes. Actually, I'm gonna say yes and implement the plan. Freshness target is, I think everything looks good. So it's going to implement Convex, use iOS shell to create the Swift app, summary screen, and all this stuff. Widget, refresh, polish. I have no clue what it's going to look like. Run verification on Xcode build. Okay. What I wanted to do is there's this thing called Baguette, Bague, Baguette GitHub, right? I think this is what it's called. And so it's a headless iOS simulator. And I want to see if we can use this. So this basically, it does the like host side input and ejection for all this type of stuff, and we can stream our results. When you do the implementation, you should be able to use some headless build tools like and there are some others as well, as I hate opening Xcode. Okay. Let me go ahead and submit this. Perfect. Ray, did you see the new Gemini 3.2 leaks? No. Is it good? Spotted and leaked iOS app build? Is that it? 2 days ago? Is it fire? I mean, what are people saying? 8 hours ago. If we already received Gemini 3. This major release probably reserved for IO. Why not release for ATP? Okay. Am I impressed? I don't know. Like, I got to see it. I'm not impressed by leaks. I'm impressed by people actually shipping software. because like even people who ship their software, they hype it up a lot and like it doesn't even work. So Google is actually notorious for this. They'll like launch something, they hype it up, and when you try to use it, it doesn't work. Like it works halfway or it just doesn't work all the way. So I'm kind of just tired of that. I don't roll with that. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. Yeah. Late to the stream. Do you have a high level architecture diagram of what you're building? You mean for the widget thing or just like overall everything? I'm just kind of really curious. The number got bigger. Yeah. The only thing that shifts you to Bard trauma. Oh my God. Don't tell me about Bard, bro. Or anti-gravity. Like anti-gravity is promising and it's gotten better, but like, or even just using, I can't, that's why I just kind of can't stop. I just can't. I love what they do as a company, but I feel like the release process needs to be like actually focused where the product is delivered like from a release standpoint. So, I feel like the quality is there, the usage is there, and it works probably internally for their small group of people. But when they scale up, just say like, okay, we're only going to launch in the US for this audience. And then the following week, we're going to launch in Europe. And the following week, we're going to launch in South America. That way you can scale up appropriately and just do all the measurements you need in real time and get that real, implication that, because when like it kind of does a disservice to Google by them just releasing products and it's really well done and it works internally. But if they release it to everyone at the same time and they can't serve them, then that leaves such a bad taste in not only my mouth, but in your mouth. So as I'm trying it live, it makes them look bad. It's not me that's making them look bad. It's me using their product and their product not working. And, I'm paying money for other services and they're sometimes just as bad too, right? So, but like, this is why I do the live streams, because we got to see like what is actually happening. And when people hype products up, sometimes they get early access to it and they don't have the same usage that they do once the product is live, is in everyone's hands. So when you're watching the YouTube videos, it's a little bit of like a misnomer there because what they've recorded isn't the same experience that you're having live. So that's why I do live streams. That's why we just do it live. And I think I think product teams are listening and trying to change this up. So that's what's up. And because I'm critical about this stuff, your boy is probably not getting a ticket to the Google I/O conference. But I don't care. I'm here to just live my life. I don't need tickets. I don't need free stuff. I'm okay. Like I'm good. I'm good, fam. Like I'm going to go to Hawaii this Saturday. We're going to hang out there for a month. It's going to be crazy. We're just going to keep working on our health because that's all we got. We got us, our health. That's it. Like everything else is just, extra, right? To try to see if we can help us out. So, yeah, that's what's up. Let's go ahead and see if I can kind of get this stuff going. I'm having some trouble with my little foot stand thing. All right, so we are taking a look here and we're taking a look over here as well. So what's happening? For implementation, which headless project setup would you like to standardize on? Xcode Gen, Turius, manual Xcode Proj. Okay, Baguette is useful for headless simulator management input, but does not replace project generation. Xcode build. Locally, we have Xcode 23 Swift, Homebrew, and Tuis and Xcode Gen are not installed right now. So the plan needs to pick. Yeah, let's just do Xcode Gen. How should the plan handle headless simulator UI testing? We'll just do Baguette. Perfect. Okay, we'll do that. Perfect. Facts. I think that Google, they're not even trying because they have trillions and potentially. I think they're trying, to be honest. I think there's just a lot of different like political directions that the management and leadership folks are doing. And the fact that I think Sergey Brin had to kind of come back from his retirement and just kind of drive things at Google as a founder, right? Like as one of the founders of Google or like one of the core team members says a lot, right? I mean, that just means that like, forget the politics. He's going to do it and run it all. I think that's really extremely promising for Google because that just means like how serious things are in the state of AI and that like if anyone were to come back, that's the person you probably want to work under because they're just going to move mountains to make sure that their product gets done. The AI and everything, that focus gets kind of done, politically and stuff like that. Let's see. Lack of leadership. I see it in many companies. I don't think it's lack of leadership. I think it's more of like political infighting, right? Because if there was a clear, like, I mean, there's a lot of income sources, right? So it's like, how do you divvy up all your income and while you're kind of researching and bringing up something that's literally just burning money? It's a hard problem. I don't envy them, really. It's really kind of hard. It's sometimes easier for incumbents to kind of come in to do things. Like Cursor has an interesting runway because they're just starting from scratch, right? So like they fork something and they're now just can have their own direction, right? They're not tied to existing infrastructure or other investments that they made for 5-year projections and stuff like that. So we have our Swift native app. We're going to do the widget. Convex does the iOS stuff here. Perfect. Here's the project. Here's the extension. Here's the app tests. This is looking pretty good. So we're going to do Xcode gen generate. We're going to do Xcode build, Xcode test. And then the simulator is going to do Xrun. Perfect. And then install Baguette only when needed for GUI-free streaming gesture injection. Perfect. Widget kit refresh is budgeted and not real time, designed for 5 to 15 minute freshness. Perfect. Timeline entry should generally be at least 5 minutes apart, and the system may be coalesce. Perfect. Unit test. Perfect. Okay, this looks pretty good. I like all this stuff. And so I'm just going to go ahead and hit submit and just going to implement this plan on GPT 5.5 medium. So we're using fast mode. And so my thinking here is that Codex should just keep working until everything gets done. That'll be really interesting. I imagine software compute is tough real estate right now. I think this is really interesting. We'll see what's up see how this kind of progresses. All right. Yo, Ray, I had a lot going on the past couple, and I've been reading the inference engineering. It's funny how long I've been using AI daily and never knew what inference means. Thanks again, bro. I'm so happy you got that book, by the way. So for those who don't know, I was at the NVIDIA GTC conference. I put my little claw hat on. Got my claws. Yeah. And so I had an IRL stream, and your boy basically won the book. It's called Inference Engineering. If you haven't had a chance, this is from Philip Kiley. You can see him back here. I don't know if you can kind of see. Yeah, I probably won't do the autofocus thing, but yes. Actually, let me just do it over here. This camera over here has the little autofocus thing. He is like one of the few people who worked in the early stages of like getting the inference engineering stuff all like figured out. And, this is actual like computer science principles and stuff. But what's great about this book is just how awesome and how packed it is at explaining all these key terms, especially if you're just getting started and don't want to feel overwhelmed, like how to actually deploy the stuff. And so inference just means like when the models are trained and you're ready to use this stuff, like a lot of what we're interacting with is, ChatGPT over like an API or just the app, right? So whenever I'm asking questions to ChatGPT, I'm doing this thing called inference, and so I have to hit a server and they have to have all that calculations done so it serves it back to me. And it's not as simple as you think, like, hey, I'm just going to send you a piece of mail and then, you put the stuff in the mail and send it back to me. That's one part of the process, but there's a whole like actual degree of engineering that needs to happen to make this stuff kind of, actually work together. And so one of the key aspects of this book, which was really nice when I was reading it on my IRL stream over at the NVIDIA GTC, is that they actually have like an actual inference glossary. And the glossary is rich, full of really great terms that basically show you like what people say. So like pre-training. What is pre-training? It's basically large scale, usually self-supervised training on broad corpora to create a base model. So this is really great if you've just kind of been around, especially as an engineer, but you're not really like, so like I used to be an engineer, but I wasn't a machine learning engineer. I wasn't an engineer like doing like infra and stuff. So this has been a really great book to kind of catch me up on like the latest of what's going on in this whole world, right? Like I hear all these terms, I'm just trying to get up to speed, what YouTube videos, what content. So like this book does a really good job of trying to put it all together in one place through the perspective of inference engineering. So like, how does this kind of all come together? Like, how do you deploy multiple GPUs in a data center and then kind of make them work so that people can actually use them? So that saves a lot of time, a lot of headache. And I feel like that's kind of a really great way to do that. So I'm really glad that you were able to win the book. And you can even see how like tokens, like these animations for how tokens are actually like, what is a token and how it comes together to draft them with a final draft and a lot like that. Really great resource. definitely check it out. I mean, like, you know, so I got a couple copies of the book and I gave one away. So that was really cool. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one. I think it'll be really cool. Oh my gosh, I'm spilling water. So I shouldn't be doing that. All right, let's get back to see what's going on here. Will you reveal your prompts? What prompts do you want to see? Happy to share. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm a little bit behind on chat. In long form, I believe, in the long term, I believe Google and OpenAI have better prospects, whereas Anthropic seems constrained by compute, as seen with Mythos. Yeah, we'll see where this compute story goes. I'll see how that kind of goes on. Asking for a friend. I don't know what you're asking for. Very cool. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Aloha. Late to the live stream. We'll rewatch the beginning. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out, basically trying to use Codex. Let me catch you up a little bit while you're here as well. So yeah, Base 10, there you go. That's the name of the company. So what we're doing right now is I'm currently making an iOS widget, and I don't think I've made an iOS app on stream before. So we just used Codex to build this for us. Allow. I'm just giving full on access to Codex. It's already wrote 1,600 lines using fast mode. And so part of this is all because I want to help with understanding what calories and stuff I'm consuming per day and how much protein have I consumed. So I wanted to have like a lock screen widget on my phone so that on my phone I could just look at it and say, okay, I still got like, 100 more grams of protein to finish up. So I should start thinking about like some fish or some chicken for dinner or for lunch, plus maybe like a protein bar snack or something so I can hit that and not feel like I'm just only eating fish or something like that, so sometimes it can be too much. So that's kind of like the larger goal here. Tonight, there's a big event that's going on at the OpenAI headquarters, and I'm not allowed to live stream there. I may be allowed to take photos. I may be allowed to take video. I'll see what's up. But beforehand, I probably will have photos, and there'll be a bunch of people. There's like about 8,000 plus people who applied, and only about like 100 or so were able to get in. So that's going to be a really interesting thing. I think Sam Altman's going to be there. There's going to be some announcements because today is 5/5, Cinco de Mayo, aka GPT 5.5 day, and the event starts at 5:55 p.m. So stay tuned, Pacific time. And so you'll kind of hear some more details on what's going on with that. What else is going on? So we got that. My goal right now is to lose 29 pounds of like actual body fat. So I have quite a bit of ways to go to lose the rest of the stuff. So I'm basically doing a recomposition here, and that's kind of what's driving a lot of this. I'm using my OpenClaw with my ChatGPT subscription. So I'm currently paying the $200 a month, but people can use the $20 a month. And I'm currently paying $200 to Anthropic for use of Claude Code. And I'm paying $300 in extra usage for my tokens just to use OpenClaw, because Anthropic no longer allows you to use your OpenClaw with them. And they said, if you're going to do that or use Hermes or any of these other things, you're going to pay some tokens, right? You can't use your subscription for that. And I'm basically just saying, F you, I'm going to move everything over to Codex and OpenAI because OpenAI allows you to do that. And on top of that, because I applied for, trying to go to this thing, they gave everyone 10x more usage. So I'm just going to say, let me just convert my whole life over to Codex and just what can go wrong, right? What can go wrong, right? I think they've already improved OpenClaw enough so I can actually have a good conversation. And I'm already liking GPT 5.5 as a coding model anyways. So I'm down for this if y'all are down for this. This is kind of where we're coming in, and this is kind of like a little bit of a catch up as again. So that's what's up. Didn't see, have you tried Paperclip yet? No, and I probably won't be trying Paperclip because right now that's too much of a distraction. I'm more focused on what's happening right now with OpenClaw and focusing a lot on what's happening with Codex as the coding agents and how I can kind of fulfill my goals right now using basically as many credits as possible. For those who don't know, if you probably won't be able to hear my actual fans that are going. I might change the thing, but like my CPU is going bonkers right now with file provider D. Oh my God. Oh wow. So let me change I'm gonna change it to my MacBook. So you're probably hearing my MacBook, and those MacBook fans are spinning up like crazy. I have an M3 Max connected to a charger, and the fans are going crazy right now. You can barely hear me probably. So I'm gonna switch it back to my other microphone. This is my studio microphone, and I don't know if you heard that, but it's going bonkers. Basically, Springboard is loaded up, so the sim looks like it's loaded up here right now, and it's just going crazy with my CPU. And then my memory, let's see. Oh my god, this is gonna be nasty. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know if I guess I could still live stream. It doesn't seem to be laggy right now. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're just trying to make an app. And also to kind of catch some of the other folks up, what I can do with my OpenClaw today is I basically give it photos of whatever I'm eating. And this is the best part, right? So it's going to keep track of my calories. I said, I'm eating this plus a scoop of strawberry protein. Once I fix the issue with the image stuff, it's able to keep track. It's like, cool, this is what you got. This is how many calories you got. This is what, where you are with your goals right now. And I said, cool, I'm also eating 66 grams of strawberries and 16.5 grams of fresh blueberries. And so it added that in for the full combination of kind of where I'm at right now. And here's like my workout window. So I'm basically going to say if I want to go to Sweet Green right now, should I ask for blackened chicken and double protein for my harvest bowl? And so basically just by asking it like this, it should be able to go look up that information if it doesn't have it already. It should already know that this is kind of one of my favorite meals. This is for the harvest bowl. I'd order double blackened chicken, keep the wild rice plus sweet potato if that's the post-workout meal, dressing on the side, confirm gluten-free, ask them to change gloves. Okay, yeah, I've done that too. So the macro estimate for the double chicken roughly is 850 to 1,000 calories, and that's 60 to 75 grams of protein depending on the portions. Tiny tweak, can you look up the calories? Can you look up the detailed calories, as I think they have it posted on their site. Perfect. Cool. So I'm going to do that. So right now what's happening is Codex is currently building our app, our iOS app right now live. As we've been yapping the whole time, Codex behind the scenes has been basically going crazy and building my app. So I'll implement the planned MVP. The workspace is effectively empty from the OMX state here. Okay, so I don't even know what's going on right now. So I think it's already done. Codex is done. How many? Damn! Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, if you have a Mac Mini, oh, that's rough. You definitely have to upgrade it for sure. How can you type such fast? I thought everyone types this fast, right? Like, I don't know if I could type like that. I think I type really fast. I don't know. I just kind of type as fast as I think. I feel like that. Oops, I'm sorry for Whisperflow. Yeah, Whisperflow is amazing. If you haven't had a chance, let me just put my Whisperflow link here. https://rpr.me/whisper. This is probably my favorite text-to-speech thing, and this is probably when you see me kind of yap my idea, and that's kind of what we did earlier. Up here when I was thinking about what I wanted to put for my app, I basically just said, I was just yapping this whole thing into existence. And I was using Whisperflow, and I love Whisperflow because it's, they have an iOS app and all the other stuff like that. And it makes it really, really helpful for keeping track of things here. So it says, yes, Sweetgreen posts the base harvest bowl as this. And so the ingredients with the roasted chicken for the black chicken add-on source is very little. And so if you have a harvest bowl with extra blackened chickens, it's going to be 880 to 890 plus 2 to 53 grams of protein. If you swap roasted chicken to blackened chicken and double it, it'll likely land around the same protein range. So okay, cool. So it did all these rep searches. So this is kind of what I'm looking like. Okay, how would this look like for lunch, and how much budget will I have for dinner? I'm going to the OpenAI event tonight, and I probably won't eat there because of celiac. Okay. Cool. So I'm just having a conversation. Your fingers types shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, I don't know. I hate typing tests. They kind of get me nervous. So I go slower on typing tests. Let's see what's happening right now with our widget, because this looks really cool, right? So it looks like it has our widget app. This is crazy. Screenshots. It says, I want to build. Yo, this is fire. Let's see. Okay, what's the README say? Can I open it? Okay, so OpenClaw service secret, and I have time zone. Okay, so I set the OpenClaw service secret in Convex before writing provisioning endpoints. Wait, did it spin up the whole database and do all the testing for me as well? So I added the Xcode project to the make file. Okay, where is this project? So can we open in Finder? Open in editor? Oh, wow. This is awesome. Wow. Okay. So we have our HTTP endpoint. So all we ask for is today. We get the nutrition information here. So this is like how many calories and stuff. Domain, Swift sync state. Perfect. Snapshot. Let's see what features I got. Summary. Oh, summary. This is nice. Actually, this is kind of a simple app, to be honest. It's not really that complicated, but I really like it. This is fire. Okay. Let's go ahead and, can I just review? Yeah, this is all the app. How do I open the state to the files? Can I just open an editor? Oh, it's opening cursor. Okay. Okay. But cursor is in my older view. So if I want to, what directory is it in? What's the terminal doing right now? It's removing some stuff. iOS, temp nutrition. Let's see, what directory? So I can open the folder in Finder. Let's see. Okay. It's in Documents, Codex. Okay, let's go ahead and see if I can open this up. Finder. Okay. So it's under, whoops. Under Documents. Let me just do this. I want to build a, yeah. Let's see. Let's go here. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. And then Command 2. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Wow. So I have the full thing, even Convex as well. Damn. So, so what's interesting is that Convex has the stuff here, but I haven't even like initialized the app itself. And so I'll have to like set up Convex, the database on the Mac Mini, and then kind of have those two linked together. Yo, big shout outs to Ruben Garcia Jr. coming through the chat. Why aren't you at the OpenAI at the AI party? So right now, the AI party is going to be dropping at 5:55 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 1:08. I need to go pick up Alex Finn in a couple of hours, and then we're going to head over to San Francisco. And that's going to be really, really crazy. So that's what's up. Just type open the app in the iPhone simulator. Okay, cool. We're going to go to do that. Yeah, I'm just really curious. You open the app in the iPhone simulator. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I don't know why this is running so slow right now. It's so slow. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, I'll build, install, and launch it. Already configured to iOS 17 Pro 26 simulator using the Headless makefile. Okay, cool. App is launched in the booted iPhone. The boot warning just means the simulator is already running. Let me see if I get the sim running somewhere else. I don't have the sim running anywhere else. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. We'll see. Yeah, we basically just built a little widget. App is launched in the booted in the iPhone simulator. Let's see. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, okay. Add your Convex URL in the settings. Refresh. Oh, wow. And this will just open back up to here. Okay, cool. If I hit If I just, how do I lock screen? Lock. Whoops. I crashed the simulator. Oh, please don't tell me there's a sim bug. Oh, this is going to be nasty. I can't right now. I can't. Apple, I can't right now. I can't deal with you. Okay. Let me fix my screen mirroring stuff because it's totally broken right now. Because I think my chat went into like a whole different direction here. Let me just reconnect my iPad. Let's see, Giga iPad, disconnect, please. And let me reconnect it. Oh, everything's everywhere. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to rearrange my whole thing here. Okay, let me reconnect my iPad. Everything's so slow. Yes. Screen. Virtual screen. Here we go. Okay. Because I think the simulator is getting eaten by my... Okay, perfect. Now I can see y'all in real time. Okay. Let's see. Simulator. Let's just relaunch the app again. So my simulator is dead. Yeah, it's dead. I thought it was hidden behind the screen. Oh my gosh. Okay, show all windows. It's gone. Oh my gosh. All right. Simulator. Simulator trampoline. You don't even want to ask about the trampoline. Oh, simulator. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we're getting back up with the simulator. Let's go. Okay, so do we have our app? I have Yeeball. Have you guys seen my soccer game that I made? It's a web app. You can play multiplayer. It's so fire. Ready for Apple Intelligence. Okay. I'm gonna quit this app. Okay. The sim died. And okay. I think it was good. I realized that we have not set up the Convex server yet. Can you go ahead and give me the commands to kick that off so that I can get it set up? It looks like we have the code there, but I just need to figure out how we can set this up. So I should be able to launch Ghosty and then go to the directory of where this is at. So I just do cd. I think I still have the directory. I think it's under /users, Ray, documents, Codex 20260505. Dang, I wanna. Perfect. Yeah, use TestFlight. Yeah. But I need to set up the Convex database so it also starts working too. So yeah. Can we launch? Can we use TestFlight to build launch the app on my phone? Okay. So I'm just going to go to, npx dev convex once. Okay, perfect. So here, ls, I see convex. See convex? I don't think I have to do anything. Okay, perfect. Let me just make this bigger. X convex dev, right? All right. We're going to create a new project. Max gains, bro. Max lean. Oh, we're gonna call it Max lean. Max lean. All right. Let me blur this out real quick. I don't think it matters, but we're just gonna do it anyways. We're gonna send this to Virginia. Okay. Set up the Convex AI files. Yes. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. So here we are. Convex server cannot build. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna send this error back to here. So I'm gonna give it over here. I'm gonna say, okay, I went into the build folder and I got this error when I ran X convex dev. Wait, what time is it? 1:14. Okay, I gotta head out soon. Yes, TestFlight's the right path for installing. I'll check what App Store Connect tooling I have. So I think it's going to be doing that right now. Perfect. Okay, cool. Awesome. And it's doing some thinking here. Okay, so while it's doing that, going to see if I can fix this build error that I got. Let me just go ahead and, it's going to do that. And I think this is going to be coming up next in the queue here. And I'm almost out of tokens. I don't know if you guys been cooking with the new feature, but slash goals is absolutely amazing. That's right. I have long things that you can do. Yeah, this is a really cool feature. For those who don't know, let me kind of break into that for a sec. So if you haven't had a chance to try goals yet, slash goals inside of Codex, you just can start pointing it into something. So for this widget app, we could have done the same thing, slash goals, and kind of get going. It's really amazing if you already have some scope defined for a project or have a feature. You can just say, hey, your goal is to go into this repo, figure out how this stuff works in my repo. I already have additional code to, write the features that you need to write and implement this new thing. So for example, for my transcription app, I say, I already have stuff that works with Ray Transcribes and I can already get the audio and do everything. The next goal here is for you to see if you can attach YouTube videos. I want to see if you can figure out a unique way to download the videos and stream them to a place so that we can do the transcriptions. That way you get the best accurate audio. The problem with the current transcription stuff is the fact that everyone pulls the transcripts and Google does a really bad job with technical terms. And so stuff is misspelled and it really harms SEO because people take these transcripts and try to write articles and do things from them. And so like, if I give it that goal, it's just going to go crazy, right? So getting that detailed with the goal can help it because now it has a lot to work from and it'll start to kind of expand things out and keep working on your behalf until it's basically done. So slash goal is very, very powerful. It's something new that just got released and a lot of people are starting to use it to just ship full on features from just yapping like that. Just a little simple yap and it just gets you there. So it's really, really cool. I think it's, okay. Yeah, it was kind of probably macro stuttering as well. What do you think what happens when the 2x Codex usage ends on May 31st? Do you think you're going to drop to the 300 plan? I'm already spending $500 a month, bro, on Anthropic. So it's money saved. I'm just pouring it all into Codex, right? So I don't mind. Basically what I'm building right now is my 24/7 AI health coach, right? And my AI health coach can take photographs, literally what Cal AI does, right? But we're doing it in OpenClaw within our own ChatGPT plan. So I don't have to pay Cal AI a subscription fee, right? And what's great about it is like I set my own goals, my own stuff, and it grows with me as we're going with those things. So it's going to be pushing me to do that. We're also building an iOS app, a little widget that's going to go on my iPhone. So it's going to sit literally on the lock screen, like right here. And so it'll just be right here. It's going to say how many calories we have left for the day, how much protein we have left. And this is the power of using something like Codex, because Codex can build it for us. Codex is going to be running the OpenClaw. Codex is hooked up everywhere, and I'm just paying one subscription. Because right now I'm paying $200 a month to Claude Code and it only does the coding side. If I want to use it in my OpenClaw, I have to pay per token. I'm already paying $300. I'm not even doing anything crazy with that. So that's kind of like the two overlaps of things that are going there. The other part of it is in my own life with my own health, I'm basically just trying to lean out. So I'm basically trying to gain more muscle while also trying to like lose a bunch of body fat. So just keeping it simple here, not doing anything complicated. Vegetables, eating good stuff, no fried foods, no additional sugars and stuff. All the sugars will come from fruits, right? Like fruits and just natural occurring things. And then keeping our calories, really basic. So the stronger I get, the more muscle I build, the more body fat I'll burn. So I need to lose about 29 pounds of body fat, which is kind of crazy, but we're going to lean out from over 20% body fat, which is to me a danger zone as a male. Got to get down to 15, got to get down to that 10. We're going to be 1% people. You're on this journey, this is kind of what we're doing right now. Even if it helps you get started somewhere or think about this a little bit differently, this is kind of what we're here for. And so I'm going to start a different community that's different from the Discord because it's going to be more focused around this entire goal. And this is kind of something that I'm also going to talk a little bit more about later. So stay tuned because I'll have a link in the description for that. Because I want to have like folks who are really on it right now, who are really kind of serious about their health, but also kind of interested in try to figure out how do you integrate this into the tech? Because, I want to be able to, help you, help me, And as a community, it's kind of nice when we're all together towards a similar goal and who are also trying to uplift each other. If you're just trying to bring others down, you will be kicked out. So that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. I need to go to the gym, bro. Yeah, definitely. I did my gym this morning. I have like, and then accountability is important too, right? So like making sure that everyone's on it, right? What do I think about Open Router? Great stuff. You should use it. Any app to push the Apple Watch. So that's another thing. Once we do the widget kit thing, then the Apple Watch is pretty much easy. I don't wear an Apple Watch anymore because I don't need to track stuff, but it's kind of what it is. More on that later too. What else is that? Okay. So yes, TestFlight. It's looking up the TestFlight stuff, and I think it's just going to code sign my app. Cool. And then after that does that, it's going to do this here. Okay, cool. And then after it does that, we're going to set up the Convex stuff so that the Convex will start to work with my app here. And I might launch a separate thread for this actually. I want to see if I can, let's see, can I see this right here? Yeah, now I'm going to wait for this one to finish. Yeah. I've lost 175 pounds since 2024. Let's go. Need 100 more. Yes. Dude, that's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's a massive W. Big shout outs to Down and Dirty TN, man. That is massive. I think I'm totally here for that. My brother's on a similar journey. He was close to 400 pounds. I think he was a little bit over 400 pounds actually. He's down to like under 400 now. And he's got some more to go. So really like we're all kind of in this similar journey at different places. And I'm just really like, I want to be alive to like 100, right? So I feel like I could do that with today's technology in terms of like understanding our health and doing these things, but it doesn't have to be that complicated. Really just trying to keep it as simple as possible, right? I believe in sunlight. I believe in like, you know, being healthy, connecting with community, with people, like eating good, just simple, healthy foods. You know, processed foods are really kind of what's stealing your hunger, your appetite and everything, because it's just taking up space. You're paying money for it and you're not getting the nutritional value. So I think that's, you know, you might hear me like say this, but basically I think processed foods are the biggest scam in the world. Like, how is it legal that you can take the nutrients out of the food so that then you're relying on other stuff and then it gets you into like diabetes and other things? And then how do you eat food and it has these like addictive properties to it that literally stimulate the same types of the brain, parts of the brain where like really crazy drugs that are totally legal, you know, like the fact that you have those two like next to each other and they're allowed to be in food and you can eat it and like you just kind of go about your day thinking everything's good. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, right? So I think there's this new movement where like we are in control of our own bodies and all we have to do is just start to move in this new direction, and we can use AI tools and stuff to help us now because the information is actually out there. And at our part of our journey, I don't have to go pay like $2,000 to $3,000 for someone to like tell me what they've already Googled. Or, you know, like if I want to go learn something, I could just ask the AI, what book should I start reading so I can start to get down this path and understand physiology better? What stuff should I start reading so I can understand like health and nutrition better? Like this is kind of what I'm going to be using AI for, right? To help me navigate this whole terrain of stuff. And I'm going to be learning as I go. I'm going to be like doing a lot of mental shifting. I've done a lot of mental shifting so far, right? To lose a bunch of weight, to stay here, but to go to this next level, it's going to be really hard because less than 1% of Americans are at 15% body fat. And I bet you 1% of Americans are at like 10% body fat. And if you think about it, that's kind of crazy, right? Like how few people are down there. But once you do it, you have a level of discipline and just a way of doing things that you're just very different from other people, right? You kind of actually have to not do what other people are doing on purpose. Like if everyone's eating that, you kind of have to not eat that because look at them. Like it's kind of crazy, right? Like literally there's just a reflection of what they've been doing. So to me, it's been confusing because no one teaches you this when you're in school. Like it sucked in school not having money to get food. Or like I would watch my friends eat, and then like as they were about to throw food away into the trash can, I would ask them, can I just have that? You know? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I would just eat the rest of their food, right? So like if you come from a place like that, it really just messes with your mind because now you overeat when you do get food. And like, there's a lot of other things that people deal with, like besides my own story, but this is kind of what's personal to me. And everyone has their different things that they had growing on. And I feel like we have an opportunity to change that and like help everyone else's lives out too, right? So this is why I'm super excited about like this AI movement in tech, but also like coming from an engineering background, trying to apply this in my life so I can actually kind of help myself out and hopefully just kind of distill down some of the basics and learn together because it shouldn't be that complicated. I don't need $10 million plans. I don't need to spend $1 million a year on my body. Like I should just be able to spend, whatever groceries cost at a grocery store for like broccoli, for sweet potatoes, for meats, like those basic things, fruits, bananas, oranges, like, berries, stuff that I like to eat, yogurts. Like it's not that complicated and we're going to make it so. I think this is what we're going to do. And so the tech is kind of like the icing on the cake. It's not the like where all my energy is going to be spent. All my energy is going to be spent on nutrition, like making sure I get that dialed in, like the mindset for what I should be putting in my body. And then like those tenuous moments where like, man, I ate that, but like not really trying to get down and trying to like lift each other up. So like successful people always lift each other up. And that's what we're going to do here in this community. So anyone who comes up in here is like, oh, you're trying to get too lean or like, I don't know, whatever stuff they come up with, like step aside, you go find another channel and do your like offload your mental, like negativity on there because that's not allowed in this type of channel. So that's what's up. So I got into Cursor and now I might have to change the Codex. I mean, it's gonna be it's not like a bad thing, I mean, we have to try out all these tools to see kind of what works for us. So Codex is going. I mean, I'm not saying that Codex is perfect. You're gonna watch me struggle along. You don't even have to make the switch. I'm just doing this right now, and you're kind of seeing the struggle bus right. This app is not perfect. There's definitely some performance issues here. There's definitely some stuff that's going on where it's like, especially for developing, like it's just kind of hanging. And yeah, who knows what's going on? So that's what's up. I'm happy for you, man. These are awesome goals for sure, man. We should all be able to do this. Yeah. Now you have to make an OC OpenClaw, ordered the food kept in the house. Yeah, so that's dude, chips are the bane of my existence. I grew up as a Mexican eating chips, bro. I can't. That's been the hardest, but now as I made the switch mentally, I don't like, it's been really weird. So I've been going to restaurants, like ordering the guacamole and then just ordering like a side of like, vegetables or like celery or something. But now I don't even need to eat the guacamole because it's just like, okay, do I want that much calories? Because like a small like spoonful of guacamole is quite a bit of calories. It's like a fat bomb, right? And it's like sometimes I just need more protein or I need something else. So then I'll eat that's kind of more flavorful and then leave it as a spread. Okay, so I probably have to be heading on out now because I need to go pick up Alex Finn. It's currently 1:30 right now, and I'm going to be going to the OpenAI party. And right now, we're basically just waiting for our OpenClaw. It's going to be making our Codex is actually just going to finish this widget right now, and it's still got a ways to go for it to finish everything because as we see, it's got to do its thing. We've got to build the back end. So on the next stream, we're going to just kind of continue off with where this left off, and I will be heading out to the OpenAI special events, the 5.5 event that's going down at the OpenAI headquarters. So stay tuned. I'll be posting on X and be posting on there. Huge shout outs to folks who have been, joining in the Discord stuff. I really appreciate you. I'm going to start a new community that's going to be centered around like this whole goal for nutrition, weight loss, and more focused on how do we integrate the AI. If you haven't set up your OpenClaw and need help doing that, I'm going to make sure you get, that going as well. I'm going to be probably doing some like weekly calls to make sure that like we're kind of caught up. Really, I just want to have this as a central place to encourage people to kind of like hang out with us. I'll have some descriptions, some stuff in the description. So if you're on YouTube, be sure to check that out. I'm probably going to put like a pin post on my X profile too, because I think this is a new movement that not a lot of people are talking about. And it doesn't require like you to spend tons of crazy amounts of money on really off the wall supplements or peptides or whatever other BS is going on. It should be really, really cool. OMAD. Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah. Have lots of fun. Looking forward to the post. Have fun as well. I really appreciate everyone who's been dropping by on the stream. It's been really, really nice. Have a good time. Yeah, it's going to be really great. I appreciate everyone who's just kind of tuning into the stream, vibing out with us. It's going to be really wild. I got to go pick up Alex Finn, and y'all know Alex Finn. He's a ball of energy. It's going to be so fire. So it's going to be super crazy. Hopefully get another picture with Sam Altman, which would be really fun, and get to meet a lot of other folks I've seen on X as well. So hopefully everyone has a great day, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Peace out, y'all.